Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Here we go again for third time's a charm. Um, I've got Frosty on panel with me today, and I'm just I'm just hoping if these aren't what I think they should be, we're not going to offer monsters. These are supposed to be 5 to 7 millimeters, the pearls inside. So we got our trusty dusty uh, gups here. Frosty, since Frosty's here and I don't see bad idea yet, I'm gonna let Frosty choose his poison. They're both about the same size. One's just hanging down a little bit further than the other. Hey Cindy, how are you? I'm gonna give a few minutes for a few people to get in here. I do this in front of you because one, if they're bad, I have proof for the sellers. And
No, I got you.
two,
It's all good.
that I get uh, the person's approval. So that's why I'm doing it. Like you remember seeing these up there? These were these were chosen as a prize from a game. I offered them up as a prize from a game because they're about that price to put them together.
Yeah,
Those
they're good looking.
so
I gave my daughter hers,
uh huh.
and I gave an extra set to her for her sister.
Hmm.
And she was like, "Dad, which ones are mine?" I was like, "Well, you get to choose." She's like, "Both of them?" I was like, "No, you have to give
You
your
get
sister
one.
one of them."
You only get one, honey. You only get one.
She was
But
like, so she was
I'll
talking
tell you.
about
I'll
different
tell you
colors.
this.
So
Um, if these are better, what I'll do is I'll take these bad pearls. They didn't want them back, of course. One because they disinfect them with cleaner, and then they never clean them out before they send them. So when I open them, and I couldn't, for the life of me, I didn't understand why they were so noxious smelling. And I was reading from the seller, oh, please rinse them out before you open them. It's like, oh, thanks for telling me now. I've never had to have that done. But what I'd like to do is because these are white, I'll find some that actually have the mother of pearl coating on them. I've got to clean them first. So, and I'll put them in a smaller post for your daughters. I'll make a set for each of them for being patient with this because this has just been utterly ridiculous. I should never have had to go through this many dang pearls or oysters to find out if they were right. I kid you not, those oysters, the 6 oysters that we've already opened, should have taken up at least 12 of these jars. At least, at the very least. It's only taken up 5. At 5 to 7 millimeters. Where is my
yeah, but again, so are you gonna send them back, or what are you gonna do with them?
No, they don't want them back. They're too stinky if they have to go back in. They just give me credit. So at 5 millimeters, let me get back to 5 here. Okay, this is 5 millimeters. Well, give or take. Okay, they should be between this, somewhere in between here, and about here or bigger. Now, when we look at the ones we pulled out, I'll pull one of them out. I'm telling you, they were ranging from a half a millimeter to probably 3 millimeters. So, and I just picked one at random, and I'm gonna put it in here. I gotta open it and get it. That's on the long axis. But on the short axis, oh, oh, they're so tiny. On the short axis, 3.5. This is a year and a half too early harvesting.
Yeah, see, those are really good if you want to do something like,
Seed pearls. It's
yeah,
the stuff you drill and you add to shirts. Hey, Papa York, how are you, honey?
yeah. So
Hi,
there are
friend.
purposes for those. Or
Yeah, there
if
are
you
very
have
yes,
if you have a young kid and you want to do a small bracelet or something,
yes,
the small pearl
yes.
size will
Well,
work. So there's
no, not even for a child. In all
are they too
reality,
small?
small bracelets you wouldn't want a child to get a hold of because they may swallow them. But for seed pearls, for sticking onto wedding dresses, uh, where most of the seed pearls go, yes, they're perfect. But it's not what should come out of these. So let's see how many we got in here. And we got 10 watching. Okay. Let me get my gloves on here, guys. I gotta stand up and put my weight behind these things. I got a sectional couch sitting on top of my van right now.
If I put my weight behind me, I'd probably break the table.
Oh, trust me, I've been the table. I've been the table. I've rinsed
That's
these
why I
out
use the
with
counter.
water this time, so I'm not asphyxiated with the formaldehyde that they put in it. So, do you want the left one or the right one?
Let's see. Let's look at the base. The base of the right one. Let's do the right one.
This one.
Yep.
All right. So I'm gonna pull. Well, if I get into the right stream here, I'm
What's
gonna
up, Tiger
solo.
Sacker?
I'm gonna solo layout, guys.
Hey, Lee
Hey,
Country,
Lee
how are you?
County Tiger. Hello, hello, Pearl Girl. I've seen this. I think I deleted it. Okay. Well,
Hey, Tiger, I like the idea behind your channel. It's unique.
no. Oh, it ate my knife. Oh,
So I had a thought, but I'll tell you my thought offline, just because
okay,
I don't want this to get too far off topic.
okay.
We already went with squirrely earlier, so
I didn't
those
get.
look a
Oh,
little bit better.
they may. Yeah. This is from a totally different seller than the last six. So
Oh well, hi
yeah.
Harley. Have a good night. Hope you're well. Have a
No,
good
they
shift.
don't. I don't think that they do. They have more of a pearlescent to them, but these are more round on this side.
I would say there's
But,
probably about 22 in there.
whoa, he's a jumper. Where'd you go? They're not tiny, tiny, but they're, I don't know.
So the
These,
question, I guess, is maybe they're not as big, but what's the quality of the pearl?
the quality on these are looking a lot better than the other ones because
Good.
it's got that mother of pearl sheen to them, where the other ones were a flat white. So yeah, these look a little bit better as far as that goes.
Hey, Wendy's Pocket Change. How are you doing?
There's two on the shelf here. Let me see. That was
Yeah,
easier.
Tiger, I
That
like it when people do stuff that's a little bit different. It adds variety. So your use
it
of the
does add
tiger
a little
mask
bit
and
of
stuff is
variety,
cool.
yes. Let's check out the big body here.
So
I don't
today
know.
on Anatomy 101,
Yeah. So yeah, these look a lot better. There's a few too many over here. Oh, that one came off good. Let's see how easy those are because that first one I had to hammer those out. I had to use a hammer.
So far, what I'm seeing, the
But
general look of them is nicer.
is so much better. Yes, it is. It really is. The looks of them are better.
Are the sizes pretty uniform?
Yes, yes. I
See,
mean,
that's
some
another
go a
thing
little
that's
bit.
really good for
I'll
necklaces.
show you here in a minute. Some go a little bit bigger. Some are a little bit smaller, but they're pretty pretty consistent. Not like the other set where they were all pretty all over the board and half uh, flat, half uh, mother of pearl essence. Where'd you go?
Yeah, so like
Oh
the first, oh, there goes St. Jude's. I see St. Jude's and Wounded Warrior box.
yes, yes,
Um, yeah, the first one you opened up, they were very flat. They didn't
yeah.
have hardly
They
any
were
sheen
very
to them.
lackluster, weren't they?
Now,
They
but
very
here's
much
the thing about pearls. Okay, so this is something I don't know if many people watching know. Pearls, when they don't have that bright, shiny, it's usually not a problem. Because what happens, especially when you're talking about necklaces and um, bracelets, is that the oils from your skin will eventually polish the mother of pearl,
yeah,
providing their luster and their sheen. So you can get pearls that don't have that huge luster off of the beginning, but it's okay because in time, when you um,
okay.
when you wear the or a woman or man, if a man likes to wear pearls, who am I to say otherwise? Um, but they will actually take on that luster the more you wear them. And so wearing your pearls quite frequently is definitely a benefit. So now, if you have something that is like a ring or earrings where they're not touching the skin, then you want to make sure that you have that pearlescent quality when you're making it, or else it just doesn't have that same shine to it.
Yeah. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Did it go in? Oh, bouncing. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18,
Papa York,
19,
that's a great analogy. Yes,
21,
a pearl is like an oyster
22,
tumor.
23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28.
Pretty close. Yeah, more like it's more like a lipoma or a fibroid, really, if you want to talk medical terms.
What, a
Um,
pearl?
yeah.
Calcium carbonate.
No, 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 no. He's like a pearl is like a tumor. And it's like, no, it's more like a fatty deposit, a lipoma, or maybe a fibroid. Because
It's a grain of sand that just gets coated and coated and coated in the same stuff that the shell is made out of, which is calcium carbonate. That's all it is. Swear to God, that's all it
so
is.
here's a question for the folks in chat. Don't answer Ike's because I know you know it too. Why does it do that?
Oh, I know. I know the answer to
I know you do. That's why I said don't answer.
So yeah, I can. Oh, yeah. I'm still disappointed because I've seen them. I know what they're doing now. That I'm seeing these, I know what they're doing. They're saving the bigger ones and they're harvesting them and they're selling them in strands. Is what they're doing.
Exactly, Cindy.
Yeah.
It's an irritant to the oyster, and so what it does is it
Yes.
coats it and it smooths it out so it doesn't irritate the oyster any
Yeah.
longer.
That's what it does. It's
Exactly right.
protecting itself. Yes.
Good
That's
job.
exactly. Okay, that's one down. We're gonna look at the other one. That's this. That's this one. We'll put that up there. Move this
You
one
got a
over.
bunch of smart people in chat.
Yeah. Well, I talk a lot about it. Get that muscle on this side.
And again, this is where the late night filter comes into play. So already this one doesn't look as good as the other one.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I don't know. They, I don't know. It's got more pearls to it. I do believe so. And
Oh,
the
I
ring,
didn't see that
see that?
sheath. Bring it down a little bit. It's too high.
Yeah, I gotta see where I'm at with my hands.
Oh, those are
They're
nice.
in a nice row. It's on both sides that way, and there are none on the shell itself. So let's see
Which
what
means that the
coral
people
it
who
is.
placed these ones placed them very nicely.
Well, they probably dropped them in and let it fall down before they put another one in. And it moves down with gravity.
What's up, Happy Tube 23?
3, 4. These are kind of more of a tic tac shape.
So the tic tac shapes aren't very bad either, though.
No, they're not.
That's the one good thing about a pearl. So one thing, and I know there we got guys and gals in here, but for those of you who are not familiar with pearls, a authentic pearl necklace, right? Now we're talking about non-machined pearls, but an authentic pearl necklace isn't always perfectly round. Now you find some of these really nice Tahitian pearls, and they're all about the same size, or
Oh
they
no,
go through,
yeah, those are
10 or
very
20
very
different.
well. They're very well taken care of, and those oysters are turned like every 3 days.
Well, not only that, but they'll go through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds to find the perfect oysters for that one necklace.
Oh yeah, they'll size those puppies up in a heartbeat. In fact, they'll have one person that goes through and they'll pick out. They're just so used to that size that as the pearls go by, they know exactly what size that they're looking for. They Tahitian pearls are very expensive though. They only harvest so many a day, and they're probably been in their farm 10, 12, 15, 20 years before they even harvest them. Kind of like a tree, you get one ring per year or per season. Darker rings on a tree means that it was a hard winter. Lighter rings mean that it was a nice summer. They get a lot of food, that kind of thing. Something like that. Yeah, these are still smaller than the other ones. I'm not impressed. I'll bring out. I'm gonna go find mine. I don't know what box they're still in, but
Well, I already
I'm gonna
told you what to do if you're not satisfied with them on
yeah.
my end.
No, I am. I'm not satisfied. Um, these are even smaller than these.
Yeah, mine were the better pearls altogether.
Yep. Yep.
Now,
See that?
do you know how I chose mine?
The base of the.
Look at the base. If you see fragmented like pieces on the bottom of the base, it means that they had to pull it off wherever it was cemented. It means that it hadn't been turned for a while.
Yeah. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23,
I
24,
had a friend who
25,
used to own a jewelry store, and I learned more about this kind of stuff than
27,
I cared to know.
28, 29. Yeah, it went undisturbed. And that's what they should be doing, or
Yeah, that's what nice gives it that nice round.
I had my two monsters that I bought opened something like 10
So
years
I
ago.
guess I should turn my chat off.
10 years ago. And I don't even know if there's one around here that's big enough to show you. Mine were huge. They were 7 to 9 millimeters. The whole thing. The whole oyster were 7 to 9 millimeters. So Um, yeah, I'm just a little bit disappointed. I'm gonna talk to them. They're they're pulling these oysters too soon. That's probably because of the market. People get them, they want them faster, and they can't get them out, soon enough. So I don't know. Okay, yes, Donald. This was one I ordered. Nobody's bought it, but if anybody wants it, Donald gets first choice because he was, you know, talking to me about a certain amount, what he wanted, and I kind of found one. They're very expensive because of what's in them. It's only this big. I'm going to show you. It's only this big. It's about twice the size of a twin or a single that I opened, and that's gonna play a big role in this. So I'm gonna open this one, and you're gonna be. I better get me a cup out here for you. Okay, this one's open. Are you guys ready for this? Because you're all gonna just space out.
Who's spacing out? Oh, damn.
Do you see that?
Those are pretty.
Now these are all coming out of the same oyster.
Now, I got to ask how they do that. So, do they?
Well, they open it while it's still alive, and they shove them in, and then they shove them into. Here, let me go single here. They shove them into a chemical that kills them almost immediately, so they'll won't spit them out with their bodies. But yeah, now there's supposed to be 25 in here, so three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, exactly. And they are every color.
Are there two of everyone?
No, they're I don't think so. Well, maybe.
Two, three, three, two, 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 three, three, three,
There's
two,
two
two.
creams. There's
Yeah, it looks like there's two of most of them and three of the others.
three of some, and yeah.
But
Yeah,
there's a
here's
minimum of two of every
like the
color.
blues. I mean, they're not exactly shade friendly, but they're. And then the browns here, these copper browns. I mean, there's two browns, two
Be
coppers.
careful which brown pearl you're grabbing.
Yeah, there's two
May turn out to be an
oranges.
oyster turd.
Oh, there. Yeah, I know, right? Three oranges, three pinks. There seems to be a couple of peach, a couple of cream, couple of yellow. The rest are these mermaid colors. Oh, come back here. It's like 6 of the mermaid colors. Three pinks.
So the cool thing about one of those is depending upon the set that you get, you could
Yeah,
do two or three or four sets of earrings.
I can do, well, not just earrings, but the earring and pendant set, or just the earrings. There's two earring and pendant sets here. The yellows are earring and pendants. Earrings, earring and pendant. Uh, well, some of these are a little off on the shade, but yeah. Those are a little spendy.
Well, what is your little spendy? 35?
Yeah, I would say 35
So
easy.
that's not really spendy.
No, not for what it's getting. You're right, but they're not rounds. They're tic tacs. They look like a tic tac. Why
But
they call
again, when you're looking at earrings and pendants, that's not issue. The only time, well, in my experience, limited experience, the only time round is really important is if you're doing a necklace or if you're doing something like a brooch.
yeah, yeah,
And even then, you can have the oblong ones in a brooch depending upon how you set your brooch.
so yeah, those are the new ones. I can do those instead of the monsters. I'm sure that's even a better buy at that, right?
It's a really good deal actually.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a better buy.
you wouldn't be able to go get uh 5 sets of pearl earrings for $50.
No, I mean you
So,
couldn't get one set of pearl earrings for $50.
yeah, so I mean, doing it this way and having Ike's do it, you're definitely gaining,
Yeah,
you're
I
getting
think
really good
this
value.
this is a better value. Yeah, I think so too. And I am not going to offer the monsters anymore. I'm very disappointed in them. What I will do, Frosty, is I will replace one of these for your monster because you were so patient.
So,
Oh,
I will
what?
talk with you offline about what I want you to do,
Okay.
okay? Because I have an idea where it can benefit us both. I'll make it worth your while, but I have an idea. Take care of bad idea, right? That's the big one because I can't speak for them. But as for myself, I can tell you exactly what to do.
Yeah. So that's I'm ready. I'm already saving up for one of the multicolored ones. Woohoo, Papa York.
Yeah, they're really cool. They really
Yeah,
are.
they really are. I mean, but you got to remember, that's just the oyster and the pearls. The settings for everything is going to be added in. Still, you can't get a set of pearls for even if you got a twin and the most expensive setting I have, the $10 one. There ain't no way you're walking into any jeweler for 27.50 and walking out with a beautiful set like that. So no,
Oh
they're
no,
called
they'll
Tic
charge you
Tacs.
$35 just to drill one.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Which is why, and I'm gonna show you guys. Oh, I gotta get
She's
it
going to
out.
pull out her itty bitty drill bits.
Oh, of course, that's would be my son, and I'm not gonna answer him. He always seems to call while I'm streaming.
Yeah,
Every
off-road
day.
adventures, you'd want to be careful um, after too many safety breaks or maybe a few brews and having these lying around.
Okay, yeah, I'm pulling. These are diamond drill bits, and I got them in yesterday because somebody stole all of mine. But yeah, I got these guys in yesterday. These things are itty bitty. You can see that they've got diamond tips on them. But yeah, those are for my big old machine over here. And I got brass colettes. I couldn't stand the plastic colettes. Oh my god, that's just asking for a disaster.
So are you sitting in the same place where your drill is at?
Yes, I am. But sort of, kind of.
All right. So question, I don't know if you I know you've done this once. Why not take a couple of the other ones that you pulled out of mine or you pulled out of bad ideas or whatever and make a setting, show people what it takes to happen.
Oh gosh, no, it takes a lot of time to get them set up, and I'm really a picky person. I want that thing perfectly going through the center, and I have a few that did not go through the center when I was drilling with my hand. It was driving me insane. But it takes me 15 minutes just to get it into the vise. And so, yeah. And then I don't drill all the way through for some of the settings. You only do a half drill, but it still takes time to get it set up because where is let me find my vice. What did I do with it? I mean, seriously, I'm just right here. Oh, it's right here.
So when you're talking about,
I've got a stabilizer and I've got a vice, and then I've got the drill.
okay,
This is the stabilizer. This holds the pearl perfectly in place, and I sit here and I play with this thing until I think that pearl is directly centered in that stabilizer. And then it goes into this vise, which holds the stabilizer. And then this goes into the drill, which holds the vise. So, and here I'll kind of turn you around. Let me turn on the light over here. Kind of turn you around over here. Make sure I might lose my camera. But then I get this set up directly up underneath my drill here, and I bring it down. I will not pull that down until I know that that is centered at that apex on that pearl. So it may take me, time to get it not only centered in the stabilizer, centered in the vise, and then centered underneath that drill bit. Because and you never ever set up the drill bit while it's off. You don't even go down and set it up while it's off. You get it lined up, you turn it on, then you come down and then you adjust to make sure you're right in the place. Because if you're anywhere on anything other than the apex, that drill bit is going to slide to the side.
it's too bad you don't have some sort of camera over your drill press that allows you to identify.
Oh yeah, no, I sit up right next to it. I'm right there. I'm right there. But yeah, I I'm a picky person. It'll take me probably, I don't know, 10, 12 hours to do 15, 16 pairs. Maybe
All right, Papa York, have a good night, buddy.
I might get 20 pairs out of it in that amount of time. And then,
Gotcha.
I try to go through each one, find out that I put like I do. Let me see. Ah, like I do here, and I'm going to show you. I take yours. You tell me what you want in it, and then I put those settings in that jar. So I know, okay, well these are only half drills. So I know exactly what I need. If I'm doing for a post, it's only a half drill. If I'm doing for a hook, it's a full drill. Um, you know, just a lot of time goes into knowing what you're doing.
Gotcha.
'Cause you can ruin a pearl in about 5 seconds.
Oh, I believe it.
I know. Yeah, and my next adventure is learning how to string them. It's an easy process, but it takes a lot of patience because pearls should never, ever, ever, ever be touching. Um, that's why they knot between them. They keep them from. Well, it's one of the reasons, but uh, they should never touch because they'll rub each other raw, which is why the oyster coats them. And then they knot them. So if for some reason that pearl necklace is broken, you're only losing one pearl. So you're not losing the whole strand like you see in the cartoons and stuff like that. But it's quite the process to string some pearls, and it takes time. Even jewelers still take up to an hour, and they know what they're doing.
Yeah, they
You
have
know?
a really cool tool that they pull around, and then
Yeah,
they
but
pull it up to the
if they're
pearl and it
doing it
knots.
right, they're doing those by hand because pearls deserve that respect.
Yeah, but there's a tool that you can wrap the string around, slide it up next to the pearl,
Yeah,
pull
but
the
why do
string
that? You
through, and
got a
it
finger.
slides that knot right up against the pearl.
Yeah, why do that? You got a finger. It's
Because the knot gets next to the pearl each and every time.
well,
It
that's
saves the inadvertent knotting.
oh yeah, but it gets to next to the pearl each time if you just use your finger. It's really quite the process. Now you look at it and you go, "Oh, I know I can do that," but I think I have a better understanding of what's going on or a better working of the mechanics of it, if you will, because I've sewn, I've crocheted, I've knitted, I have all that knowledge within my brain, so I know where that knot needs to be before I'm doing it. If you get the oyster with all those colors, what happens to the rest of the pearls that a person doesn't buy or doesn't need? I'll just leave them in a jar and wait till somebody comes along. I don't know. Use them up, make them longer. Um, like this, Donald, you don't have to do just one pearl. Those are earrings. You don't have to do just one pearl. Just gotta let your imagination run with it. You tell yourself what you want. You know, I had to open those because those were broken, and I thought, why not? They work well. Hey, Kellen, how are you? So, yep,
Kellen says, "Melt it."
of course he did. That's Kellen's. Oh, I better not tell you his secret. He'll yell at me. He'll tell me, "Fire Ike's girl." But I came in here the other day and I totally redid my office because I had it set up just for silver. So I put an extra table in here and I made a table for the pearls and a table for the silver. And I put up an additional 4 shelves so I can organize everything. I'm OCD CDO type person. I have to have everything where I know it's at. So I got one side that's pearls or one side that's silver, uh, one side that's pearls. That's my shipping. Yeah, I'm totally, totally, I can't do anything if I can't see anything. I shut down. I shut down if I can't find what I need where I need it.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I'm trying to get a little bit organized in my area as well, but I don't have near as much as you have to deal with.
Oh gosh. Well, no, it's not a lot. You should see what I do in the wintertime. And I got a cow. I my grandson was jumping on my couch about a month ago, and it's driven me crazy. I had to put a board under there. He broke 3 of the springs on the couch, and I'm like, oh, door. Yeah, I wasn't ready for this. Well, last weekend, we have two great big huge neighborhood garage sales that happen every year. Last weekend was Terry Taylor, and I wasn't able to go, but this weekend was the Lexington sale, and I went out there. We were out there early, and I found a microfiber sectional, dark gray. My colors are gray, blue, and teal and salmon color. And I got it. It has a chaise to it, a chaise lounge, and the sectional for $50, dude. I'm just in heaven right now. I got my bistro chairs for my bistro table, and I found a old uh, Queen Anne cherry wood settee that needs to be, refurbished. But yeah, So I'll refurbish that. I'm gonna go find a really super nice blue and gray Baroque material. Probably take me a couple hours if I find the right one. Hey, Supreme Ginger, how are you? So yeah.
What up, Supreme? Sorry, I didn't mean to
So
blow your eardrum out.
no, you did. You're fine.
Oh, so I got a question for you.
Okay.
So I had a friend. I want you to tell me if this is wrong or not. I have a friend. His daughter's getting married, and he's like, "Hey, Ashley's getting married." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And I was like, "Well, you were adopted, weren't you?" And he's like, "Yeah. What does that have to do with it?" I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, are you going to get your parents to walk her down the aisle?" He was like, "What do you mean? Like your biological parents? Are you going to get them to walk her down the aisle?" And he was like, "Why in the world would I have that happen?" I said, "Well, they were pretty good at giving someone away."
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, that was way set up. Wow. Hello, Silver Addiction. Hello, Brian. Yeah, it's been a minute. And Donald, yes, I look forward to your email. Wasn't for sure if you would remember. Of course, I remember everybody I come across. Just it takes so much information goes into my head at any given moment that I have to go through. It's kind of like going through files and files and files to find it. So yeah, I remember every name that comes across, but ask me your name when I'm not thinking about it. I don't know. I know who you're talking about. Yes, I've seen it. I don't know.
I couldn't
Oh, I
resist
pick
Ike's
on
girl. I had
everybody.
to tell a joke just because
That
it was
was
corny.
so good. Hey, I got a joke from Big Country right before we went live, and I'm gonna tell you guys it. Yeah. If you're sensitive, well, damn it. Anyway, why did the trans man only eat salads?
I know this one. Any guesses in chat?
Any guesses? Hey, Becky Joe, how are you? I pick on everybody, and I'll pick on you still. I still am me. Okay, no guesses? Come on, guys.
Everybody's like, "Nope, taboo."
Because he was a herbivore. Why did the trans man eat only salads? Because he was a herbivore.
What's going on, Alex? How you doing, brother?
I'm like, my head wasn't into what Big Country was telling me. And he was like, "Do I need to get the crayons out?" And I'm like, "Oh, shit. Now I know. Now I get it." I decided to take up fencing. My neighbor disagreed and asked me to put it back. Nice. Carrie, it's been a minute. Where you been hiding? It's been what, a dang year at least. I don't even think you were in the extravaganza this year. Yeah, I opened two more monsters, still disappointed. Third time was not a charm. But this little itty bitty oyster here, and I'm gonna put this camera up, produced amazing results. And this thing, and I'm gonna bring up one of these big ones for those that did not see it. This is what we opened, and there should have been so much more. This was the one we opened. We've opened 8 of these now, and about the same weight of what I got in 2. Okay, we've opened 8, but this is the size we opened with amazing results. This is what we got out of the big ones. You can see all those little itty bitty ones. That one in this jar. That's out of two different monster oysters. This is what we got out of that little one. All those. Now this one costs as much as a whole bag of doubles. And we get the same results, but I'm telling you. Yeah. So that's what we were doing. Move them into the. We'll move everything kind of into it, into the picture. The differences. Yeah, I know. Everybody likes blue, but sometimes if you're a blue people, you should be wearing a different color because it levels your personality out. I know, just a whole lot of stuff you guys don't need to know about. Years and years and years of studying and research and in not only in color and vibration and astrology, astronomy, you know, Chinese astrology. I mean, just a whole bunch of knowledge that it just takes too much time to make a person understand why. I've studied all kinds of telepathy and all, all kinds of that you know extrasensory perception crap and
I read a book on anti-gravity and I just
mhm.
could not put it down.
Yeah, I'm sure it just wouldn't go, would it? Oh, it's not the only thing. I've read about the Valley of the Kings, the Valley of the Queens, a lot of the Egyptian and Roman gods history, and there's a lot of crossover there. Like Osiris is Zeus and yada yada. It's the same people, just given different names. All kinds of stuff. Yeah, you got everybody laughing about the gravity thing.
Oh, well, I tell people that I took my wife to dinner on the moon. The food was
Just
great, but there was no
great
atmosphere.
atmosphere. No atmosphere, yes.
Yeah, the atmosphere was.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the two radios that got married?
Oh God, I could almost see the end of this, the puns of this.
Yeah, the marriage was awesome, but the reception was crappy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's that AM crap, right? It's the morning. They just weren't AM radios.
Yeah, I think radio should get married in the afternoon.
Yeah.
No AM radio. Yeah.
Uh, Joe, I don't know if you know who Joe Mama is. Joe Mama just came back after 2 or 3 months being gone too. See, Brian Roller, it's been about a year and a half for Brian, and Carrie's been gone about a year. And everybody kind of coming back into the fold. I'm glad to see it. A lot of new faces, a lot of old faces. People like, I don't know about that person. Look, trust me, been here a long time. That person's good. Yeah, yeah, Frostbite's gonna be one of those pillars for us. He's gonna turn into one of those pillars.
I'm Peach.
You're what?
I'm Peach.
I know you think so, but you're gonna end up being one of those pillars in about a year and a half. You're gonna be one of those things that people stand up against because in an earthquake, that's the best place to stand. You're gonna be one of those pillars. Yes,
I appreciate that.
I'm here thanks to Frosty.
Jackalope's a
Well,
stud.
Jackalope's been here a while. I've seen you
Oh,
around a
hey,
lot.
Jackalope. Did I tell you that I got a coin that whenever I flip it, it lands directly on its side? I can't make heads or tails of it.
I'm sure it's a sidewinder.
Y'all came
So
in here learning about pearls, and you're like, "Oh my god, Frosty's on a joke kick."
that's good though. We need the laughter. This community needs it. I like it. Well, guys, I'm gonna call it a night. I just wanted to do this to record what was going on, and we're gonna have a heyday with the sellers. No more of the big monsters, because I think these little ones are so much better. So laughter is good medicine. It absolutely is. Um, keep you guys the lucky James Eller. Keep him in your prayers, guys. He lost his partner a couple of days ago, and he's been coming to the community to keep his head from, not getting there.
You know, there's something that everybody here can do. Everybody that has a channel. Not everybody who's watching has a channel, but if you have a channel and you have enough subs to do so, go to your community page and tag him and say, "Thinking about you."
Yeah,
That's all you need to do.
yeah.
If you got his email, email him, but just go to your community page, go hit one of his videos up, go do something and just say, "Thinking about you." It's amazing, and I'm gonna tell a story, and some of you have heard this before. I probably need to make an actual video about this, but before COVID, um, I was working at a job and I took a coffee break. And as I was walking down the hall, I saw a lady walk in the other direction, and she was not in good spirits. You could just see it. Her head was down, she was dragging her feet. And I was like, anybody who knows me knows I love to tell jokes. So I'm like, I'm going to stop her and I'm going to tell her a joke. So I walk up and I was like, "Ma'am, were you out front just a few moments ago?" And she's like, "No, why?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm trying to find out what's going on." There was a guy that I guess he was filling up his lawn tractor with fuel. He was smoking a cigarette. He caught his arm on fire. He was running around the parking lot, waving it, trying to get it out. Security came, guns drawn. Somebody tackled him, put the fire out, arrested him. I was trying to find out what was going on. She's like, "Oh my God, what happened?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't know. But from what I understand, you cannot wave a firearm on base." And she stopped and looked at me for a minute and she developed this smile. And then she started to chuckle and she looked at me and she was like, "Have a good day," and walked off. Didn't think nothing else of it. I walked down the hallway, finished grabbing my coffee, and went back to work. About 30 minutes later, our commander came over and said, "Mister, I need you to come see me." And I was like, "Oh no, I've upset somebody. They're offended. They didn't like the joke. Maybe they were some security person. They didn't like what I was going to say." So walked in there and she was standing there with a first sergeant. And I said, "Hi, how you doing?" And he said, "Ma'am, go ahead." And she was bawling. And I was like, "Ma'am, if I offended you, I didn't mean to." She goes, "I was on my way out to kill myself.
Oh my God.
I had the pills were sitting on the desk. She was going to kill herself. She had enough. She had resolved to just ending her life." I had no idea that just by stopping and telling her a really crappy joke, that it would change her understanding of that people actually cared. She went in, she said, "Hey, I need help." They brought in a mental health professional, they got her taken care of. She's good to this day, she's doing really well. But the reason that I say this is everybody, when you have an opportunity, when you hear of somebody who's having a hard time, when you hear of somebody who's going through rough times, when you hear of somebody who's just, they don't seem right or sound right, take just a moment, and let them know that you're there for them. It
Yeah,
can make all the difference in the world.
it really would. I when I was in the community, I hadn't been here maybe a year, and I got to know this young man a lot. We had talked on several occasions over the prior couple of months. And, he was just wanting dad advice. He had lost his wife 6 months earlier from a disease they still don't know have any idea from. And he was so, I mean, soulmates is a very good word for the two of them. And he was so heartbroken, he took his own life. If he had just reached out one time, it would not have happened. But at the same instance, if I had reached out as well. So make sure you make those connections. Um, the Lambo meant a lot to a lot of people in this community, and just one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. And a lot of you weren't here for him. A lot of you were, and he he was looking for another connection with another person to fill that void. Be that person to fill that void.
ARK, ARK, act of random kindness.
Act of random kindness, yes.
You do not know what kind of ship the emotions can be supported on if you don't take a chance. Now, anybody who's seen um, Evan Almighty understands Ark and where that analogy came from, taking from the story of Moses. But again, when you're talking about the opportunity to change somebody's life, simply taking a moment, letting you know that you're there for them, letting you know that, hey, what's going on? If you need anything, let us know. Um, but not just in passive dismissory, right? A lot of people go, I'll pray for you. Okay, well, that's great. Nice. But do they actually do it? A kind word, right? Tagging somebody, sending an email. Hey, was thinking about you. Um,
It may not mean a whole lot to you, but it may mean the world to them.
yeah, and I don't know if people get frustrated a lot of times by working at a help desk or something like that. They're like, oh my god, I get asked these questions 50 times a freaking day. Well, what I tell people is that this is the first time that they've asked the question. And so why do I say that? How does it have bearing in this? Well, it's because you may have said hi to 40 people, but you may be the first person that said hi to them. So don't underestimate the power of a hi or a smile or a, hey, you have nice shoes, or hey, that sweater looks good on you, or did you get your hair cut? Taking a moment to notice people, genuinely notice people, can have a massive impact on somebody's life.
Yep.
So, all right, Ikes, I am going to bail. I got my live stream in the morning. If anybody wants to get up at 9 Central and come hang out with me, we're going to
Okay.
do chit chat.
I took a picture of this because this is a great screen looking. I think I'm going to use that in the future for my pearls. It was a great picture.
It's a good picture. It is. This was fun. I'm sorry we didn't have better connection with
I'm sorry that the
or
pearls
better
didn't
luck,
turn
better
out to be
connection.
what they should have been. I'm just very disappointed in them.
It's okay. It really is. And like I said, get with me afterwards. I'll talk about a couple ideas on how we can utilize what we have and it not be a total loss for you.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm yeah. I wish you could feel what I'm feeling inside right now
I
because
completely
I know
understand.
what they could have been, and anyway, you guys all have a great night. Thank you for stopping and watching. Get with me if you want regular pearls. I've got singles, I've got doubles over here. I can make them in a heartbeat. I'm going to be working on a lot of them tomorrow, the rest of the night, and tomorrow too. Um, and we'll all see you later. Have a good night, guys.
Y'all take care.
Yep.
Be blessed.